Hey yo guys, welcome back to Blessedarch, and in today's video, we are looking at some of your questions about first year of architecture.
Subscribe to Blessedarch for your dose of art, architecture, and design, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
So I had basically posted a story on my Instagram profile a couple of days ago, and I had asked you all to send me all your questions about first year of architecture. Now I have your questions with me, and let's get started. Alright, question number 1, what equipment to buy for first year? Now, this is a question that a lot of you guys ask me, especially the ones entering college, asking what you'll need, if you need to buy a laptop, what all stationery you need. So listen up. I remember when we went to the college on our first day, the college handed us a list. If not a list, they usually tell you what all you need, and basically they will tell you, they'll give you a whole list of what all you need to buy, so you don't need to worry about all of that right now. Of course, there are things like drafting boards, scales, different grades of pencils. So all your stationery and everything, your college will tell you. Once you enter, your college will tell you what all you need, so you don't need to worry about it right now. As far as laptops go, again, I am not the best person to ask for laptops because I don't have all the knowledge for laptops. I'm still trying to figure that out, or trying to get a guest on this channel so that we can sort it out for you. But right now, asking me about laptops, I would just advise do your own research about laptops. Also, in first year, you don't require laptops. Mostly first year is all about drafting. Mostly first year is about learning compositions, designs, elements and principles of design. It has nothing to do with softwares in the first year, so you do not need to worry about that. Alright, the next question is, does college matter in architecture? So what really happens in a good college is that a good college is able to attract good faculty, good students, good connections from within the industry, and that is what might help you progress further in life. Obviously, their names are big, so when you hear somebody's from that college, you know, your application might get a second eye. People might want to interact with you more, talk to you more, get you more interviews. So that might happen. Ultimately, within the job, other than networking, your job will only happen with your skills. Now, the skills part is what I tell you about, is that it doesn't matter which college you are in, you can develop your skills. Education now is available everywhere. Go to YouTube, you can learn anything you want for free. You can develop skills that you need. So in matter of skill, I would say, your college won't matter as much. Your individual caliber would matter much more. The colleges matter in terms of the atmosphere that college creates, in terms of the networking that it can give you, in terms of the people that you will meet. That is where a college can really help you, and that is where the name matters. Yeah, if you go to a good standing college, a college with a great reputation, obviously it's going to help your career, but ultimately it'll be your skill. Obviously, also you can learn to network. Like, you can literally learn how to network. Make it your skill of how to network with people, and that can take you ahead in your career as well. Obviously, a good college's name has a part to play. Majority part is still yours. By the way, that is what I feel. Feel free, if you have any other ideas in mind, if you have any other advice in mind, feel free to let people know in the comments below. How do you deal with structures? Alright, let me let you in on a little bit of a secret. The structure subject would not matter as much in the field. Trust me, when you go out in the field, architects do not sit with their design and do all their calculations for structures. Also, most of the structural drawings sort of need a civil engineer to sign off on them. You obviously need to sort of collaborate with a structural designer, with a civil engineer, to get your structure in order. As far as the subject in school is concerned, structures the subject. In the recent episode of Portfolio Review that I did with Mariana, she said something brilliant, and that was, you do not need to excel in every subject. I know teachers will want you to believe that, you should excel. It's their subject, they want you to excel at everything you do. You don't need to. As far as my advice would go, if you're not big on structures, it's okay if you just pass the subject. It wouldn't matter. If you really want to be a designer, just focus on architectural design. It's okay, you can let the structures be. Alright, next question is, what are the studio instructors expecting? It would be alarming if they are expecting anything at all. You are first year people, you just entered college. So they will set their expectations slowly. Don't worry about what they're expecting right away. I'll just tell you this, there'll be a lot of work that you'll have to do. It's not like 11th, 12th where you just have to study from books. It'll be work where you have to just sit upright and draw lines and draw lines and draw lines. So that is the work that you need to do, but I don't think they're coming in with a lot of expectations. So don't worry about all of that. Alright, how do you manage time? This is something that you're going to struggle with first year, second year, third year, fourth, fifth. You're going to struggle with it. Why? Because sort of the course load keeps increasing. Once you get used to doing a certain amount of work, the next year it's just much more work. So time management is obviously something everybody struggles with in architecture school. One thing I can tell you is at the start of the semester, don't slack off. Don't just party, don't just have fun. When you get assignments, do it on time. Spend that extra hour today instead of one whole all-nighter a month down the road. That is what my advice would be. So if you really want to manage your time well, the main thing is not to push things off into the future. Alright, so the next question is, will the first year assignments and case studies going to have any impact in our final, another question cut off, I'm thinking it's saying final year. It won't directly affect it, like your first year case study won't directly affect your final thesis or the architect that you become finally. What it does is preparation of base. Your first 4 years till you get to your thesis, it's your base. You're learning how to do things, and then your design thesis, once you've learned all of that, you apply those skills. So basically, your first year will not directly affect your final year, but what will happen is whatever you're learning year by year is forming that education within you, and then finally you'll be able to use all of that experience that you have and design your projects. Alright, the subjects which might be unexpected in the first year. To me, a lot of my subjects were unexpected. To be honest, I don't even remember the subjects that were there in first year. God, it was so long ago. But there are a lot of subjects you don't expect right away. Loads of things that you have to learn. Be excited about it. Loads of stuff to explore. You don't need to excel at each and every subject. This is one thing that I tell a lot of people when they ask me about scores. Obviously, your marks and scores would matter if you're applying for masters or university abroad. Your father or your parents do not go to an architect and ask them what their scores were, and based on those scores decide whether they want to hire that architect or not. It is solely based on their design. So what I'm getting at is you don't need to sort of excel academically at every subject. Just make sure you're learning things. I have stage fear. I'm shy to present my drawings. Any suggestions? I think this is a great question, and this can happen to you whether you're in your first year or in your fifth year. I know a lot of people are pretty shy about speaking in front of people. Okay, so I'll give you some quick tips. Alright, one is practice. So, I used to, whatever I want to speak in the jury, I used to sort of memorize all of it, go through all of it in my head, build the theatrics in my head, and then present it. Because I did a lot of theater, I did a lot of public speaking in school itself, I wasn't good at the start of it, but I got better. And I used all of that while giving juries, all of that came in handy. So yeah, all you have to do is practice, try things, you will get better at doing it. Second is, while trying, don't be afraid. You will falter, you will fail. Trust me, everyone goes through those stages. Everyone, at start, when you do anything, you're going to the gym. At start, you will falter, you won't be able to do a lot of things. Slowly, steadily, you will get better. And I'm sure that has happened to you in anything that you have tried. You slowly, steadily get better and better. So practice as much as you can and you will get better. Alright, one final thing, one important thing that I tell you about juries is don't make stuff up. Talk about exactly what you have done. Give your reasons as to why you did it. You don't need to come up with a so-called story that will please the jurors and make them like you. Tell them what you exactly did. If they don't like your design, they don't like your design. It's all right. But be truthful about what you did. And when you are being truthful, you communicate better. Because it's your design, you will be able to communicate better. And the last advice I can give you is memorize some important words. Get the architectural vocabulary right. Know exactly, when you're talking about structures, different parts of the structures, know what those parts of a structure are. When you're talking on an urban level, know the different terminologies you should use, and when you have your vocabulary right, your speech would be much better, because ultimately it is presentation, it is speech. So that will be much better. Keep this in mind, keep all of these tricks and advices in mind, and slowly and steadily, I'm telling you, it will be a climb. Slowly and steadily, you will get better. When will offline college start? Alright, to me, it just sounds funny when you guys say offline college, because we never had offline and online college. We just called it college. So it sounds weird when you say offline college, but I completely understand what you mean. Just keep in mind, we're going through a pandemic right now. These are unprecedented times for the whole world. And I really understand that, education can much better happen when you are with people, with your peers, when you can interact freely, face to face with your teachers, with your peers. But I think it'll get better really soon. The vaccines have started rolling out. I think by the end of the year, if nothing else, by the end of the year, we should start to see some normalcy. But yeah, keep the broader perspective in mind that it's not just affecting you, but the whole world. At the same time, have hope, it'll get better. Don't worry, you will start your offline college, I think, pretty soon. Alright, next question is, what should we focus on? Grades, NASA, practical work, what should be the preference? I would definitely say don't give your grades a priority. I will not lie to you, they were a priority for me when I was in college. But ultimately, if you see today, those grades are just a piece of paper that is buried deep inside my cupboard. I don't even see my sheets. Obviously, I don't work as an architect, so it's not useful to me anymore. But I would say don't worry about your grades as much. Especially when you're in your first, second, third year, I would say participate in as many things as you can. Go for NASA, do your college co-curricular things, do as much as you can. Because as you go in your later years, you won't be able to as much. The course load gets a lot. There's a lot of work involved. So I would say in your early years, just try and, participate in as many things as you can. And as I said earlier, if you have your assignments, don't keep them for later. Don't slack off. Otherwise, it'll just build up. And ultimately that overworking, pulling all-nighters, that stress, everything will set in because you slacked off at the start. So keep doing your work, keep trying to do everything on time, but participate in as many things as you can. Just explore stuff. First, second, third year, just explore as much as you want to. Should we start maintaining a portfolio of all our work since first year? To be honest, your first and second year works would rarely make it to your portfolio. So you don't need to sort of prepare it for the folio. Just focus on your work, in terms of design, learn from it, but don't really, be attached to the fact that this would end up in your portfolio. It's all right. Maybe if second year or third year you want to apply for an internship, then you will put up the work in. But otherwise, your final portfolio, I don't think your first and second year assignments will make it there. So you can just let it be. Don't worry about portfolio. Especially in first year, don't worry about portfolios as much. Alright, so I think these are all the questions that we had time for today. I know a lot of you still had a lot of questions in there. I'm sorry I could not get to all of them. I will do this again, only if you guys want me to. So let me know in the comments below if you want like a part 2 of it. If you want me to answer more questions, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, let me know how you found this video. If any advice or anything that I said that you want to discuss further, let's do it down in the comments below. Do give this video a big fat thumbs up, do subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever a new video comes out. That is it. I will see you guys soon with more content. Bye bye.